so excited, man. Mind blown to say the least. Why? Oh my goodness, it is awesome. So, I don't know if y'all know this, but well, I guess let me start by pre-framing it, right? Let me give you some insight, like a little bit of my background, right? There was a situation that had put me under stress, money-wise. Like this was years ago. This was back in what was it, like 2006, 7, 8, around 7, 8, 2007, 8, more or less. And so when I was placed under this stress and responsibility of I have to make more money, I have to, there was no other way around it. Like I had to, because the other thing, like my alternate choice was stay broke, cry about it, you know. So I refused to do that. I refused to do that. So what I started doing was I started washing cars. I started mowing lawns for just people that I knew. Just people that I knew, family, friends, you know, just for a little bit of extra cash, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. And so that led to me realizing that I can make ends meet on my work ethic, on my production, on my own, you know, at my own time, pretty much. And it led me to understand that, right? That I had the control of making more money. I had the control of making ends meet, and I didn't have to be worrying about it anymore, right? At least for that moment, for those moments where I needed to catch up on things. So I realized that. Then after the mowing lawns, and it wasn't even my equipment, by the way. It wasn't even my equipment. It was actually those people's equipment. Like I would go and use their lawnmower, I would use their stuff. I would just bring the gas, right? So I understood what the possibilities. Like I started discovering these possibilities, and so by doing that, it led into, you know, just a series of events of discovering, finding out, learning. And so I developed the work ethic, like that. I just these capabilities, right? So eventually, long story short, mowing lawns, right? Then washing cars for my managers, where I used to work at a restaurant in Coyote Canyon when it existed here in Brownsville. Then I started school, right? I just started the medical assistant program. And so that was a venture for me, because many people don't know this, but I didn't even graduate high school. Like I got to freshman and I got my GED. That was it. So a lot of people's like, so how did you get into college? Well, I got my GED. And a lot of people, statistically, there's a lot of individuals that go and barely get their GED and they don't continue. That's it. Like they only got to get their GED and that's it. So me, like I took that step of, let me get my GED. Boom, I got my GED. All right, cool. Here's the thing. Everything works for favor. Everything is, I don't know if it's like a momentum that you build up or something like that, but it comes, I guess, like if you're attracting it, like you're trying to pull it in, right? It comes to you. And so what happened here was that they called me for the GED. I took it. And then immediately after, when I had the GED, they called me to come to the college and take one of those courses. And so when I took that course, it was for, I can't remember what it's called, Network Information Management, right? So it was learning about computer and this and that. And when I did that, I failed because I wasn't mentally prepared to put in the actual, like the study time, right? And so I failed that, and I was kicked out of the program. I learned how to take apart the computers, and I learned about like computers and this and that, what they do. But I failed because I wasn't studying. I was only doing the hands-on work, right? Obviously, that makes zero sense. How am I supposed to pass like that? So anyway, watch this. I was kicked out from there. This was in 2005. Then in 2008, 7 is where I'm talking about like washing cars, this and that, right? So before 2008, I wasn't thinking like, I wasn't under that pressure of making extra money, having to make ends meet forcefully. But after 2008, I was placed into that just that limit of I need to make more money because I needed to pay some bills. I need to do this. Like I was forced into that situation. It was something that I fell into, and it might have been my fault. Like I'll take responsibility for that. But it was a good problem to have because it made me understand and realize what I could do to change my situation, right? And so fast forward now, I went back into college now. I went back into college because I did the medical assistant program. I started working at the hospital, and then people would tell me, hey man, you got to become a nurse, this and that. I was like, all right, cool. So I knew that it was going to take me a long time. But here's the mentality though. I thought, I'm already working in the hospital. I'm making $25,000 a year as a medical assistant, 12-hour shifts. And if I go to school, for how long do I have to do it? It's gonna set me at a higher career level. I'm gonna learn a lot more. I'm gonna have to sacrifice, by the way. So I had to sacrifice 6 years when I went back into school, into college. And by the way, remember, keep this in mind, I didn't graduate high school. I only got to freshman. I didn't graduate. I got my GED after freshman. So keep this in mind. I was terrified. I was so terrified of going into college because I knew that a lot of the stuff I didn't know, I didn't understand because I didn't go through high school. But I was willing to take it on, right? Take a challenge. So when I got through college, when I went into college, right, I had to take the algebras, I had to take music appreciation, I had to take, all these English courses, whatever. And eventually leading up to where I wanted to become, have the bachelor's in nursing, right? So watch this. This is going to be totally worth it, by the way. I'm going to show you the process. I'm going to teach you guys how it is that I'm showing people how to make $9,000 a month, and eventually it's going to turn to $9,000 a week. That is insane. That is insane because it's so simple. The formula is so easy. It is unbelievable. Like it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. So watch this. When I was in college, right, I decided to become a paramedic instead of doing the nursing. Why? Because my mentality was like, well, I don't want to be with the patients for 12-hour shifts, right? Like you're focused on one patient, and you're also dealing with the family members. But I said, I like the adrenaline more. Let me become a paramedic instead. And so I went to the EMS route, right? Where everything is a filter. Everything is a filter. Keep that in mind. So even when I went into the paramedic program, you find the instructors literally told us, I want to say that it was like on the first day of school. He literally told us, he said, there's 13 of you in this classroom, maybe 5, or maybe, I can't remember the number, but I know that he said very, very few of you are going to graduate. And I was like, whoa, thanks, right? Like, thank you, I guess. I mean, I don't know what you were trying to do. Maybe just give us some stats, give us some realities, right? But they were giving us an expectation that not everybody was going to get through that filter. Why? Because it was the first part of the program was only only a few months. I think it was one semester for the EMT basic. But at the end of the paramedic program, it was going to be 2 years. So they were already giving us an expectation of saying, hey, not all of you are going to graduate. I'm sorry, so sad, too bad. Get over it or fight, right? Either be prepared or get ready to fight to the end. So here's the thing. The EMS program, right, is 13 started, and at the end of it, there was only 5 of us that graduated. 5 people out of 13. That's 8 down. 8 out the filter. 8 got filtered out. 5 of us graduated. And out of those 5, only 2 of us got licensed and started working as a paramedic. What? Like you're 13, 5, 2 licenses out of those 13. And it was myself and this one other guy. And so just that alone is like a big realization of, wow, I mean, filters, right? Like, not everybody's going to get all the way through. But here's the thing. Watch. If you stay focused, and here's how I did it for myself. If you stay focused, you have to be concentrating and looking at the outcome long term. What is that life gonna look like for you? What is it gonna do for you? How are you gonna be spending your time now? How are you spending the time with the family? Like, what I was envisioning is I'm gonna have a better future. I'm gonna be at a higher income. I'm gonna have a profession that I'm proud of, and I'm gonna love my job. That's literally my thought process, and I would remind myself constantly of this is what's gonna happen, right? So with that in mind, after I became a paramedic, right, I'm starting to work at this first company where I started off at $30,000 in a year, and it was just a $5,000 raise. But keep in mind, I did it for 6 years going through school because I was chasing the bachelor's of nursing, and so I ended up being a paramedic. But my first job in EMS was a transfer company at $30,000 a year, maybe 35, because I would work a lot of OT, and then I got my job that was like very, very involved in the field, which was STEC EMS in Harlingen. And I liked it. I mean, it was quite the adrenaline. It was very busy. It was pretty cool. But I knew that I wasn't going to stay there forever. As soon as I started noticing a bunch of little things, I was like, all right, cool. I got to set myself up because I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life. So what am I doing next? What's my next move? Where am I going with next, right? So I started looking into finances and learning about money, this and that. And so that's where I'm going to next. Now I'm teaching people how to make $9,000 a month. And eventually it's going to turn into $9,000 a week. And because that's what I was taught now. Like, I was taught to, like, how to do that. It wasn't specifically 9. Like, it was just like, all right, so these are the capabilities, but you have to be in this industry. And it's crazy because the companies are the ones that pay us. Like, we don't even take the clients' money. Like, I'm not charging for a service. I'm not charging the clients for a service. I'm only serving them. But the companies are the ones that are paying us. So it's insane. I guess it's like what do you call it? Affiliate marketing, right? Like, there's already an existing product. All you have to do is connect the clients with the existing product. Obviously, make sure that it's in their best interest to the client, making sure that you're setting up right and that you're helping them out the best that you can. Why? Because it's for the client, because it's their money. They're going to be the ones that are having, this product. Obviously, you got to do the best for them. Why? Because if you do the best for them, they're going to be sending you more people. They're going to be sending you more referrals, which is going to continue rolling that, right? Instead of being greedy and trying to take as much from a client. No, like, you do the right thing for the client. Now they appreciate that and they refer you to other individuals, right? But the idea is working for the client, because the companies are the ones that are paying you. So you do the best that you can, right? So check this out. It's so simple. The formula is so easy. It's so easy. It's incredibly easy. And it like just mind-blowing, to say the least. But I'm so excited, like, because I'm like, it's not just me anymore. It's the agents, it's the people that that are working with me, that are learning these techniques, and it's like the easiest thing they have ever seen. But of course, obviously, it's not free. It requires work. Anything and anything in school, in work, in life, it requires a little bit of a sacrifice in order for you to move to the next level, right? So it's like a game. Our life is a game. And so you will always encounter an individual that is either coming out or going in of some sort of conflict or a challenge in their life. You're always going to encounter somebody that's going in or coming out of that challenge in their life. And so we have to level up every single time. You have to be willing to roll with the punches. Here's the thing, is that in life, your game, my game, everyone's game, you're at this level, and how do you get to the next level? You face a challenge that's going to take you to the next level, and it's going to continue recreating yourself until, and you see, we evolve, we become a person that has encountered so many challenges and encountered so many life-changing decisions that is just requested of us to make happen. Otherwise, you stay the same. Do you want to stay at the same level for the rest of your life? Or are you willing to level up? Level up. It is totally worth it. That sacrifice and that understanding that of the challenges that are going to come to your life, those storms that are going to try and tear that tree down. Like, no, stay deeply rooted and planted so you can't be shaking easily, because there's always going to be those people that are going to tell you you can't do that. And I still have that. I still have people that tell me, no, you can't. Bro, I'm living proof. I am living proof. It is insane. It is insane. Deeply root yourself to be unshakable. Become unshakable, because people are going to want to come and shake your branches. They're going to come and want to shake your tree. You're going to want to take the fruit that you're producing. Be unshakable. You are capable of so much. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to what somebody else is telling you. Like, you are capable of so much. Like, there's no reason to take what somebody else is saying that you can't do and like just accept that belief. There's no reason. You're capable of so much more. We are capable, like, as human beings. It's insane. It's amazing of everything that we can do. Our minds are capable of so much. And your car, like with this statistic, maybe we can change something, but there's 17,600 minutes that in a year that people drive on average. That breaks it down to roughly about 1 hour or 2 hours a day, under 2 hours. So if you're driving under 2 hours a day statistically, right, throughout the day for a whole year, what can you do with that time? Instead of listening to music, turn your car into a classroom. Turn your car into a classroom. There's YouTube videos, there's audio formats of Audible, there's books, just soak as much information as you can and learn from people's experiences. Here's something that I've had in mind is that there's very rich individuals, there's very wealthy individuals, successful individuals, not necessarily monetarily, but in relationships and everything, right? There's very successful individuals. And that would be convenient for you to learn from. And how can we learn from? Like, wouldn't you just like to approach this person? Like, there must be one person that you would love to approach and say, how did you do this? Please teach me. Please teach me. I want to learn how to do this. Whether it's relationship, construction, whether it's, becoming a nurse, becoming a doctor. But there's somebody that you want to approach and say, please show me. Now, there's very successful people that would love to teach everybody how they did what they did. There's very successful people that would love to teach everybody. How do they do that? If they can't teach everybody on a one-on-one, how do they do that? They do that through books. They write down how they did it. They type it out and then they publish it. They're trying to teach you how they did what they did. It's in books. Insane, right? But they can only try and teach you because you have to be willing to get taught. You have to be coachable. You have to want to learn yourself. You have to want to learn about how they did it. You have to be willing to invest the time into a book. Insane, right? Anyway, if you want to learn how to do what we're doing, if you want to learn how I'm teaching our agents on how to work and make the $9,000 in a month, go ahead and leave a comment. Send me a message. I'll show you. But I'm not going to show everybody, though. I'm not going to show everybody that, how do you do it? I'm not going to show everybody. I'm going to show only the people that want it. Only the people that reach out to me and say, hey, bro, I'm serious, man. Like, I want to learn. Because this is going to take a little bit of more effort, right? And removing that pride and the skepticism and saying, I want to learn, bro. I want to learn how you're doing it. Otherwise, those are the only people I'm going to show. I'm going to show them just like that. Because otherwise, and they're just like throwing it in the comments, how? Then it means that they don't really care to take action on it. They're not willing to take the extra step in messaging me and saying, hey, I want to learn how you do it, bro. Like, really, honestly. How did you do it? Because you went from a medical assistant, from having no career, actually, to a medical assistant, to a paramedic, and then now business owner. How did you do it? How do you do it? Can you teach me? I will show individuals how, and I would break it down with my pen and teach them how to do it. But only if they take that extra step. You don't take that extra step, I'm not gonna teach you. It's like I'm handing you a book and you're not willing to read it. What for? But only the people that are serious, those are the people I'm gonna show. And I'm gonna connect them with my network so they can see how real and true it is. That's it. It's gonna take a little bit of that extra step. Are you willing to go that extra step? Are you willing to do it? You must be. Level up, baby. Level up. Let's go. I'm so excited, man.